This was supposed to be a normal video. Green Screen Big Rig claims that he's being bombarded with requests for, of all things, an RC Revavroom? Cue the comments with impact sound effects. Then talk about the design process and showcase off the project at the end with some funny gimmick. But this time, almost everything went wrong. And in the end, it kind of broke me. But we'll get to that later. For now, let's just talk about the project. So I guess due to popular demand, I'll make it. For those of you who don't know, Revavroom is a pretty new Pokemon from Scarlet and Violet that is essentially a car creature that's sentient and also can kind of fly around a bit. They're also taken apart and put back together again for these custom kit boss battles, and yeah, I have no idea how that biologically works. But if I'm gonna be making this, I wanna have a lot of fun with it. So it's gonna have a lot more horsepower than your average tiny little RC car, and I wanna take it to like a skate park and do like a really funny 90s skate montage with it. Really get it flying off those ramps, you know? And everything starts with this electric skateboard kit I bought.
Oh, that's a lot of safety tips. Who cares about that?
Complete with a remote control, big battery pack, and wheels.
I didn't realize how big this was gonna be. Whew, I have my work cut out for me.
So after measuring everything out, I completely reworked the in-game model to work around this form factor. And after a billion booleans later, this is what a very sane and organized workflow looks like. Then in Onshape, all I had to do was redesign the piping, and then I had the idea to have all the metal parts ironically be a more squishy material to protect the body of the car. And how I'm gonna do this, well, we'll get to that later. Because for now, I wanna take this electric skateboard for a spin. So I found this fully 3D printable skateboard, complete with instructions, and I started printing it off. And the fastest way for me to complete this multicolored 3D print is with none other than today's sponsor, Bambu Labs. Okay, real talk for a second. Yes, Bambu Labs is sponsoring this video, but I just wanted to say that out of everything that went wrong throughout this entire video, the H2D and the AMS2 Pro combo was the saving grace of everything. Not only did it save me a bunch of time by being the fastest way to do multicolored prints with its dual nozzles, but it's the only way I could possibly do multi-material prints. That's how I'm gonna get the combination of both a squishier TPU and the harder plastic of the PLA combined into one print. It's actually really cool. Not only that, but with a larger print bed, I was actually able to get a lot of these models printed off in one go, instead of having to split it up into a bunch of smaller pieces, which I would have had to do with a smaller printer. And ever since I've had the H2D, it's just been my go-to printer no matter what I've been printing nowadays. But I do think it's really cool that you can unlock all these new possibilities you wouldn't be able to with other 3D printers. So if the H2D and the AMS2 Pro combo is something you're interested in, now is a fantastic time, because if you click my link in the description, you'll find the H2D and all the other Bambu printers discounted for their 3rd anniversary sale. And thank you to Bambu Labs for not just sponsoring this video, but also making me retain my sanity. Okay, back to the project now. After printing everything out, I realized that this wasn't actually going to fit my electric kit, so I made some modifications and started putting everything together. And this is the part where I would have added the electric skateboard kit if I hadn't found one glaring issue.
Hey, stressed out Big Rig here. You see, when I bought this originally, I was under the assumption that it would, work. Turns out it had a dead battery. No worries, I bought a second one. Guess what? Also a dead battery. So now I'm freaking out, I'm panicking. So I decided to buy 2 more entire boards. But each of these also have their own issues. Like this one, the battery is very, very stuck to this board. The trucks are also a little too narrow for my design, so there's a lot of improvising that's gonna have to go on with that. The wheels themselves are also smaller than what I originally had designed for. And then there's this behemoth. These wheels are ginormous. The truck attacher is absolutely huge. The battery is way too big. And at least, I can detach it easily, but let's just say I have my work cut out for me.
So after realizing that the smaller battery pack was the only way to go, I located all the screws and did a board swap. Except Houston, we got another issue.
I stood on the skateboard and I broke it.
And yeah, I probably could have followed the instructions a bit better, or even used a tougher material like a polycarbonate carbon fiber thing. And I even did have a roll of that from Bambu Labs. Or, I could have just tested it on the board it came with. But that's neither here nor there.
So, I guess we're not doing any testing. We're gonna skip straight to the build. We're doing it live.
And thankfully printing everything off went pretty smooth, with the exception of two things I forgot to do. You see, even though TPU comes vacuum sealed, it just loves to absorb water as quickly as possible, and it results in some stringing that you'll see here. I made sure the black TPU filament was completely dried out using the AMS2 Pro, and the results were beautiful. Hopefully the TPU in the middle of these wheels will give it some extra traction. Now, when it comes to the multi-material prints, thankfully the process of painting in all the different colors and materials is super easy, but with the first couple attempts for the face, I forgot to check off the most important thing. You see, you need to have interlocking between the two materials to make sure that they actually meld together correctly. And after I did that, the print was as perfect as possible. And now, all I had to do was gather everything together. And even with everything being designed for the original skateboard kit, I was still able to finagle things together. Well, mostly.
Once again, did not think things through.
It's okay, I figured things out. In fact, the only modification I had to make was printing out these wheel adapters. And there we have it. We have our complete RC Revavroom. And I think it's pretty dang close to how it looks in the game. Well, and of course I couldn't forget the tongue, which magnetically snaps into place, by the way. So now we have a complete Revavroom. And there's only one thing left to do. Put it to the test.
How do you do, fellow kids?
Gonna see if this thing actually works. Ready? Well, that's backwards. How about forwards? Oh, spin out, here it comes. This is why I brought super glue. All right, I should be able to put Humpty back together again. I should not have crashed him into you. That pops in. This. Oh no. This might be worse than, well, I can try. You know, super glue isn't exactly the strongest warrior, is what I've learned.
So this is what happened to poor Revavroom. It split at the most weak point of the whole body, and now there's just no amount of super glue that can save it.
That broke at like the worst possible way. This thing's gonna go out in glory. Well, we'll try one more time, and we'll see what the happens if it goes off the ramp. Yo, it worked the whole ramp.
I'll guide it back a little bit. I should be following it too. I call that a grind. So yeah, this project was a complete failure. I feel like I failed myself by not making something that was strong enough to even just drive straight. I felt like I failed you, the audience, to not be able to give you some really cool, fun shots of it going off ramps, and I don't know. This was just a tough one to swallow.
Well, today has been an absolute failure. I wasn't able to shoot and provide what I wanted to shoot and provide today. But that's life, and yeah.
However, as we got into our lift, I wasn't expecting to meet Fernando, and after we told him about what just occurred, this is what he had to say.
So Michael Jordan You think about him, you know, all of his success with his rings and the championship rings. Before he got there, he learned over 250 ways how to fail. So out of every great failure comes a way to succeed. You learned how to fail today. Now, just think the next time you're like, we're not gonna do that.
That's so true. That's so true. And you know what? He's right. You don't always find success on your first try. I mean, I wanted a lot of things out of this. I wanted it to be durable. I wanted it to be able to go off ramps off of high speeds and go into the air. And I even wanted fire to be shooting out of the pipes. And so next time, I'm gonna do Revavroom right. Completely re-engineering all the weak points and adding new special features. And when I do, I hope you'll be there to see it as well. Thanks for watching. Oh, and also, this song was also made by Fernando the Uber driver. Just thought that was kind of insane. Check it out in the description. Special thanks to the lab executive patrons: Jimmers, Connor Rhodes, Marco Carini, Harley Jean, Grandma Watson, Don Necco, Zebermang, Evan Timmerman, Sally and Dave, Pow Pow, Jameson Zavalos, and Ulises Mora.